2005 Ford Focus ST. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. If we start on this front driver's corner, that arch is all nice and tidy, as you can see going around there. If we look down the side of the car, you see the panel gaps are good. It's all nice and straight looking back. It's not wavy or full of filler or anything like that. The wheels are in this sort of graphite colour with the correct ST blue calipers still. It's got 4 good tyres on it as well, but we'll point them out as we go around. This front right wheel, no sign of any curbing or anything like that. No corrosion around the wheel holes, the nut holes, sorry. And again, good tyre. On this front wing itself, that's all nice and tidy, especially around the emblem. No sign of any marks there. No marks or anything on the corners of the wing mirror. The sill colour all the way along, other than us doing a terrible job of cleaning it, is all nice and straight and tidy. It's not been rammed up any curbs or anything like that. This driver's door, it's all nice and straight. No sign of any marks. There's no marks around the handle. People opening it with keys in their hands or anything like that. All this trim, which can bubble up, is all nice and straight going all the way down the side of the car. It does have wind deflectors, but I think they're just on the front. Obviously easy enough to remove if you want. Leading edge of this door, there's no sign of any chips or anything. It's obviously been well looked after. This rear driver's door, again, nice and clean, nice and tidy. A little bit of polish left over there. All clean around the handle on this one, and again, edge of the door, nice and tidy. All the door shuts and everything are all lovely and straight. This rear arch, again, nice and solid. We've got a little bit of lacquer peeling just in the bottom corner there, but you've got to get very, very close just to see it. Another good wheel and tyre. There's no sign of any curbing or anything like that on it. This whole rear quarter, nice and straight. It's one of the better colours for an ST, I think. On this rear bumper, again, you'll see that sits all nice and straight. Obviously got your twin exhausts and the ST badge, but it's nice to see that it's not covered in all sorts of daft other little badges that people tend to put on things like this. Both rear light lenses, nice and bright, no cracks or marks or anything in those. And then obviously on the ST you get this nice spoiler on the top. Very small scratch just here where something's been pulled in out of the boot, but we're filming in 4K to show you as clear as we can, and you can barely see it. Moving around on the passenger side, if you look down this side again, nice and straight. All the panel gaps are good. No filler or anything like that. If we look on this rear bumper where it meets the wing, you do have a little bubble in the bottom, which is sort of quite a common area on a Focus of this age. And there's a bit of scuff. It's just been caught on something there, as you can see. Another good wheel and tyre. This arch all the way around, the rest of it's all nice and straight, nice and tidy, as is this full rear quarter. We'll have a look at the roof from this point. If we move around, you can see it's not covered in dents or anything like that. It's not been left out in the hail. It's always good to see. On this rear passenger door, again, nice and straight, nice and tidy. No real marks to point out. Same goes with this sill. It's not been rammed up and down any curbs either. And again, round this door handle, no marks or anything there. Nothing on the wing mirror. Makes a boring video, but it does make for a nice, straight, tidy car. This wheel arch, it's all nice and clean. And another good wheel and tyre there. On the front, you have the headlights could do with a little bit of a polish at the top. They've been well looked after on the front, but people always miss this top corner. But just on the passenger side, the driver's side's all good. Obviously you've got your Xeons with the headlight washers on this one and the fog lights. A couple of stone chips as you'd expect. And the badge has gone a little bit milky, but I think that's happened on every Focus on Mondeo of this age I've ever seen. But other than that, all nice and tidy. Bonnet itself, a couple of little stone chips, but paint's lovely and shiny. It's obviously been polished recently. And you've got a small little mark just on the leading edge of the bonnet there. But compared to most of the STs I've seen recently, really nice and tidy. On the interior, nice clean driver's door card. It's got the aluminium trim on this one, and it does have all the ST kick plates and everything. Obviously front Recaros in the black and blue. A little bit of wear on the bolster from the seatbelt, but other than that, nice and tidy. No real wear on the steering wheel. It's not been driven with a big pair of rings or anything like that on it. And then spec wise, we've got front and rear heated screens, aircon. It's got what looks to be the biggest stereo, and then obviously in the ST you get the boost gauge, the oil pressure and the water temperature. 113,000 miles on the clock on this one. If you check the description, we'll list what we've got in the way of history and things for it. And into the rear. Got a nice clean bench. Now when it turned up, this thing did have some seat covers on it, so obviously a sign that someone's taken some time to look after it. The backs of the seats are not all kicked or marked. These are not all stretched out, which always looks awful, I think. But again, nice and clean there. The headlining, black headlining in ST. Again, nice and tight, nice and straight. No funny smells or anything in here, no sign of any moisture. It does have a set of the blue mats to go with the seats, but they've been pulled out just when we've hoovered it. And then obviously the carpet set's all nice and dark, nice and clean. If we look under here, you've got the space saver. Everything as you'd expect. And it's still got the parcel shelf. And at the rear on this side, all nice and tidy, nice and straight. Like I say, no funny smells or anything. All the sill plates and door checks are all nice and clean. Passenger seat. Again, pretty much the same as the driver's seat, nice and tidy. No wear at all on the bolster on this side though, which is good. No real wear on the gear knob. Carpet set and everything's lovely and dark. We'll have a look under the engine bay. So, from what I understand, it's pretty much standard. I believe the vendor has told me that it's got a block mod, which is quite a common upgrade on these just for a bit of reliability. But ultimately, it's a Volvo engine, isn't it? So it's pretty bulletproof. It has got a ram air intake on it. Gives you a little bit extra noise. And it's got a Collins dump valve on there, which does sound quite cool. If you're going to have a hot hatch, you might as well make some noise about it. And then Creation Motorsport, ECU mount and everything on there to again fix another common issue on them. But if we look around, all nice and clean. Got a little bit of surface rust on the top of there where something's been bolted through there. But other than that, all nice and tidy. We'll get it started up. When my assistant hurries up and jumps in. And we'll have a look around the back for smoke and things like that once we've started up. There you go, starts up. It's been with us about a week and a half now. It always starts on the button. Doesn't drop any battery or anything like that. No sign of any smoke or anything. It is stone cold, so we're not going to go and bounce it off the limiter, but we'll give it a little blip. A little blip, that's barely a blip. There you go. I have driven it down the road myself, just because I do like these things. Pulls really well, turbo boosts properly. Really happy little car. So yeah, Ford Focus ST, sorry. Any inquiries, please get in touch.